Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Josie's Point of View, where we focus on human interest stories from the Carolinas and beyond. Today's Sunday and it's 20 November 2022. Happy Sunday to each of you, and thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new to my channel, I'd like to extend to you a warm welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you find the information here to be informative. And if you're a returning viewer, by all means, thank you for coming back. I always say the tide changes so frequently here on these YouTube streets. So you always have to acknowledge where your support comes from. And I want you to know I sincerely thank you for your support. Feel free to like and to share this video. And don't forget to subscribe. Now, you may have noticed there's a lot going around the Carolinas these days, and I'm certainly not at a loss for content, but I often find myself having to be selective in the cases I decide to share. And over the past several weeks, there's been a high profile case coming out of Charlotte, and it involves a young woman who died in Mexico under unusual circumstances. And this case has been trending, and so many of the larger YouTubers have all been talking about it. And there's also a lot of information that's being tossed around that has been unverified. So I've decided to skip this case for now. It's been getting a lot of exposure. So I've decided to skip this case for now and focus on some of the other stories that really make the news outside of our area. Maybe this is the wrong approach since I desperately want my channel to grow, but there's so many other cases that are currently being overlooked. Now, once someone is charged and the FBI does their briefing, I'll definitely revisit the case at that time. But for now, we continue to pray for those involved and hope that they will indeed find justice in the very near future. And our story today takes us to the city of Fayetteville here in North Carolina. Take a look at that headline. And it reads, Pregnant woman thrown off third-story balcony, boyfriend is charged. I'll provide you with a summary here, and as always, I'll place links to a few of the full articles in the description box. So today our focus is on 26-year-old Thurman Leslie Brewer of Fayetteville, and he was arrested and charged with attempted first-degree murder and a few other charges after a brutal attack on his pregnant girlfriend. And what's just so shocking is that this assault on this woman took place in the presence of several horrified and defenseless young children. And this is what has been reported about this case. It was 1 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday, November the 9th, when police reported to local residents in the city in response to a domestic disturbance call. The caller indicated a woman was being beaten and she could hear her screaming. When police arrived at the scene, initially they were unable to access the apartment, and they had to be encouraged to stick around, because the other residents were telling them to stick around because there were children inside that apartment. And after their second attempt to access the premises, the police say they saw Brewer running away from the scene and he was detained. It was then that someone told police that Brewer had just thrown a woman off the third floor balcony. According to police, while they were trying to gain access into the apartment, Brewer did throw the woman off the third floor balcony and then he jumped off as well in an effort to evade police. A search team found the woman about 20 feet in a nearby wooded area. She had severe trauma to her head and she was taken to a nearby hospital where her condition was described as critical. Neighbors say the Brewers were not married, but they were the parents of three children. However, there were five children in the home when this incident took place, and they were all very young. They were ages 4 and younger. And I'm not sure if I already mentioned, but the woman was 5 months pregnant when this assault took place. And police say all of the children witnessed the trauma of this domestic assault. I should mention that all of the children were unharmed, and they were removed from the home and are in the care of family members. So Brewer was arrested and charged with attempted first-degree murder, assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill, inflicting serious bodily injury, battery of an unborn child, 5 counts of assault, inflicting serious injury in the presence of a juvenile. He's being held in the Cumberland County Detention Center with a $2 million bond. I'm just surprised. I'm really surprised that with all these charges that he was able to get a bond, even though the bond is pretty high, but nonetheless, he's being held with a $2 million bond. I have not been covering a lot of domestic assault cases, and it's been intentional. And one, because there's so much of it going around, and after each case, I'm left feeling so exhausted. They become triggers for me, and just by reading some of the headlines, my anxiety increases, and it seems as if I'll do whatever I can to avoid talking about the story. There's a feeling of helplessness and hopelessness, knowing that more must be done to protect men and women who are in domestic abusive relationship, but knowing as well that not enough resources are being directed toward this effort. But things can't keep going on as they are. Something is going to have to change, and we better pray it happens sooner rather than later. And that's all I have for you right now. Feel free to leave me a comment below and let me know what you think about this video. And by all means, feel free to like it and to share it. And if you haven't done so already, I want to invite you to subscribe to my channel by clicking on that right subscribe button. It's on the bottom right hand corner of your screen. And if you click on the bell that looks just like this one, that's a notification bell. If you click on that notification bell, you'll be the first to know whenever a new video is uploaded. I thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.